Well, hey, how's everybody doing today? And it is Hump Day Wednesday. And what you see here on your screen, there's a Tennessee family fighting for their land they've owned since the 1787. It has been in their family for all these generations. And apparently, Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, is trying to eminent domain them to run some more power lines because of a new subdivisions or whatever, like 10,000 homes that they have to run this stuff through. So they are fighting, and we're going to take a look at that real quick. That's happening here in Tennessee. Little housekeeping. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're just tuning in. YouTube doesn't like what I talk about. Go figure, and maybe most people don't like what I talk about. But if you do like it, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and make sure you're leaving some comments. That helps with the algorithm as well. And also remember, we have the blue book. This is Never Ending Retard book. Never ending retard, where the rainbows in the sky are blue. So if there's somebody, podcaster, news announcer, politician, if they said something or done something that's retarded, never-ending retard, put it in the description of any of the videos. Put it in the link in the description. I'm sorry, link in the comment. Put it in the comment section. And we'll add it to the book, and then I'll make sure your name is beside it to say, hey, this person is on the case, Scooby Gang. You're on the case, Scooby Gang, looking for clues. And you found somebody retarded, and it can be added to the retarded book. And there you go.
Family in Tennessee has been farming its land since 1787, and as Johnny Maffey tells us, they're now fighting for that land as the Tennessee Valley Authority proposes a power line through it.
It's in my blood. I can't shake it. I'd probably be a lot better off financially, and I know my back would feel better if I'd have done something different, but this is what I'm going to be doing until I can't do it no more.
In a year, the country is celebrating America's 250th. The Gregory family is still fighting for their land that they got back in the Revolutionary War era. They sell meat and even host kids for farm school classes there in Sumner County. Gregory says the TVA came out and did the surveys and then did studies on his land too. But besides some visits, he hasn't gotten much info yet from the TVA. The Gregory family has reached out, but he keeps getting sent up the totem pole, and no action was taken until county leaders and country singer John Rich spoke out against it. County Commissioner Jeremy Mansfield is asking the TVA to seek an alternate route for the line off the farm and says it should be part of their environmentally friendly motto.
Yes.
So if you really want to do that, then don't be putting high power transmission lines through prime pasture land and breaking up farms. I mean, this is a 648 original land grant tract that all these families are involved with, including their family members, cousins of their family, a little further north of here, as you go up Wallace Road, that are asking for relief as well, because it would affect them.
Now the Tennessee Valley Authority says it has paused the project for now, but the family and local leaders are hoping for a permanent solution.
There you go.
Family in Tennessee.
There you go. Let's put this in perspective. This is 239-year-old operation, which sells local meat and hosts farm education classes, risks disruption from eminent domain to support power demands from a nearby growth, spurring 10,000 new homes in Gatlin. Man, what's this? Where's the tree huggers at? Where's the environmentalists? We need to preserve this land. It's historic. 239 years of heritage of farming with the same family? Nope. Nope. They're nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. But check this out. So you got country music singer John Rich. One half of the duo, Big and Rich, which I didn't know that. I think I remember hearing Big and Rich like years ago, has been a vocal advocate for the Gregory family in their opposition to the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, proposed high-voltage transmission lines through their historic 239-year-old farm in Gatlin, Tennessee. This marks his second public confrontation with TVA following his successful campaign against a proposed methane power plant and pipelines in Chatham County in 2025. Rich's support began gaining traction in mid-February 2026 when he shared a video on social media highlighting the Gregory family story, emphasizing their non-consent to the project and calling on U.S. Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins and the USDA to intervene. Absolutely, because what was Trump saying? Well, we got to protect our farmers. Trump, where you at? Where you at, my guy? Which I did retweet this story on X and notified Elon Musk and at Real Donald Trump. Let's see. He suggested alternative routes along nearby train tracks or highways to avoid disrupting the farm, which dates back to the Revolutionary War era land grant in 1789. Yeah, why don't they go along the freeway? I mean, I think that would be the best place to go. I don't know. I don't know. What is happening? Appointed by the White House as a citizen advocate, Rich has prioritized protecting landowners over any formal role with the TVA. He publicly declined on an offer for a board seat on the TVA and initiated to co-chair a new landowner engagement task force, stating his mission to solely defend property owners and that he would never serve the TVA. So I guess if he did jump on board or if he read their contract, they would probably say, oh, you can't fight against us. You're on the board or whatever. Y'all know there'd probably be some kind of thing in there to shut him up. But good for him. He said no, he'd never serve for them. His efforts contributed to the TVA's decision on February 19, 2026, to pause the transmission line project for further review, though Rich and supporters view this as a step towards a complete rerouting away from the Gregory farm. Rich's involvement has also drawn endorsements from figures like swimmer and activist Riley Gaines, who purchased meat from the farm and praises him as heroes. Well, what do you know? Look at that. Riley Gaines buys meat from this farm. That is amazing. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. I know we need to protect our farmlands, guys, our heritage. We need to stop the building of mosques. We need to stop the influx of illegals, and we need to get the illegals out, or we're not going to have a country. And then stop with this tearing up 2,039-year-old farm property, and let me know what you think in the comments about this story. And if you live in Tennessee, what do you think about TVA? Well, we all woke up this morning, and Jasmine Crockett is out of the Senate race, and she gave up her Congress seat to run for Senate. Her congressional Congress seat. So she says, this morning I called James and congratulated him on becoming the Senate nominee. Texas is primed to turn blue. Blech. And we must remain united because this is bigger than any one person. This is about the future of all 30 million. Well, she probably wanted to say 30 million Muslims. This is about importing 30 million low IQ. 30 million Texans and getting America back on track. What is she saying? With the primary behind us, Democrats must rally around our nominees and win. I'm committed to doing my part and will continue working to elect Democrats up and down the ballot. Oh my goodness. Okay, Scooby Gang, what time is it? Come on, let's go, gang. Let's go check out the comment section for clues. Y'all remember Kevin Sorbo? Hercules. Yes, I was a big nerd. Hercules fan when the show was out. And Kevin Sorbo goes, you won't be missed. Oh, no. Who is this Philip Runyon? I think we've got retard alert. Retard alert. Jasmine, I nominate you as the new Attorney General once these pickers are removed. Pikers. Pikers. What are pikers? What is that? How would you like to be the primary prosecutor against the Trump regime? Would you start with Bondi, Noam, or Patel? Oh, my God. Let's see. Update Jasmine Crockett after losing the Democratic primary. I must say, Scooby Gang, this is the creme de la creme. How
about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Never a dull moment, Scooby Gang, in the comments section. Well, here's who beat her out of the primary. Democrat and Presbyterian. Sumerian James Tellerico has won the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate. And this is in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Here are some of his beliefs. Thinks illegal immigrant children are more patriotic than American children. Thinks the Torah tells you how to give an abortion. Thinks the trans community needs abortions too. Think there are 6 genders. Thinks God is non-binary. Thinks the Bible supports gay marriage. Thinks Jesus supported abortion because he talked to and was kind to a woman. Thinks the story of Mary's annexation is proof that God supports abortion? What? Oh my gosh. He thinks that Mary Annunciation is proof that God supports abortion. You can't make this stuff up, people. And look, I just read that, but I want you to hear it in his own words. Now, I totally sped this up, but just pay attention. You'll hear it.
Do you know any undocumented immigrants?
No, I do not.
When I was a teacher on the west side of San Antonio, I taught a lot of students who were undocumented. And I don't want to stereotype, but those students tended to be the most patriotic, the hardest working students that I had in the classroom. And again, I haven't studied this enough to say this definitively, but there are interpretations of certain passages from the Torah where some folks will even say that there is some subtle instructions for how to perform an abortion in the ancient world, certain things to drink, things like that. Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol. And you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too. I want us all to be aware of is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than 2 biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. Is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. And if you think about it from a Christian perspective, something interesting that Jesus does throughout his ministry is he is breaking first century norms about women, talking with women, learning from women, having women lieutenants in his movement. And this was something that was kind of unheard of in the first century. The longest conversation Jesus has with anybody in the whole Bible is with the Samaritan woman at the well. And so this affirmation of women as full and equal people is a huge part of the Jesus movement, especially the early church. And then the last, I think, story I would go to is the story of Mary. Mary is probably my favorite figure in the Bible, the mother of Jesus. And she's an oppressed peasant teenage girl living in poverty under an oppressive empire as a Jew, and she has a vision from God that she's going to give birth to a baby who's going to bring the powerful down from their thrones, going to scatter the proud, who's going to send the rich away empty. I mean, this revolutionary song that she sings is called the Magnificat, and it's actually been banned by certain authoritarian regimes because it is so radical. But I say all this in context of abortion because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary, if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent.
You know what's crazy and disturbing is I've heard a lot of people say stuff like this, especially like the Muslims and stuff, and then the fringe left, these left-wing so-called churches saying things like this. Somebody let me know, but this is border blasphemous. I mean, God is non-binary, and then you have Jesus. Jesus is for abortion because she was asked. So you have to be asked before you give life? Guys, help me make sense of this. And to think that to tell that in the Torah it tells women how to give an abortion. I don't think so, but I'm sure throughout history they had poisons, these wicked people, wicked women, I'm sure, throughout history, but it was so minute that it wasn't an acceptable behavior. That I'm sure some of them probably did that. Thinks the Bible supports gay marriage? This is retarded. Thinks there's 6 genders. He thinks that illegal children are more patriotic than America. How is that so when they can't even speak English and they don't even know the history? And good God, our own children don't know our history. Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable. This one right here thinks God's non-binary. I don't know. I don't think you should be saying things like this. I don't think you should be saying things about Jesus like this. That Jesus supports abortion is absurd. Wow. I'm like, I would never. Who thought of something like this? You think Jesus was perfect? He was the most righteous, perfect man that ever walked. And he was love. He wouldn't want you to murder your children? Are you insane? If you watched the show we did yesterday when I was talking and I was retarded and I said I wasn't sure what country denied Trump access, it was Spain. It was Spain. President Trump has just announced that the United States has completely cut off all trade with Spain after leftist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez refused to support the United States and allow American forces to use their military base. So, boo-hoo, my guy. Bye, Felicia. We got a post from the Thomas More Society. And this is last night the U.S. Supreme Court handed down, boom, one of the most important decisions protecting parental rights in a generation. Guys, this is amazing. And get on your knees and thank God. And that this is happening. And this is in California. And this happened in California. In a landmark 6-3 ruling, SCOTUS ruled that California cannot secretly transition children behind their parents' backs. And let me tell you who the 3 dissents were. Jackson, Sonia Samore, what? She's just a little bit away of being a diabetic. Jackson, I don't know what a woman. I'm not a biologist. I don't know what a woman is, and I believe Kagan, who's never been married and never had children. The 3 most liberal left turds. I'll tell you what, guys. We need to pray that Trump. We need to stay in power. Even after Trump's gone, the mega movement needs to continue because some of them, like Thomas, he's old, man. I don't know how much longer. God forbid, because he's one of the best ones on there. And we're going to need to replace somebody if something happens to any of them. And we have to have a conservative, people who don't just rule from the bench, but they rule by the law. They rule by the law. If y'all want to read, go over the the court filings, and then you want to hear the dissent, go to the Andrew Branca show. I watched it last night, and he went over it, and it was really good. And he was scathing them. They're dissenting. I mean, they're so condescending. Like, how could these women think that the school has your child's better interest than the parents? It's insanity. It's insanity. I'm just telling you. We took California's Attorney General all the way to the top and won. And let's take a look at this. Let's see. Elizabeth Marabelli, Bob Benta, Attorney General of the California. Let's see. I can't even move this. I'm going to have to move it like this. Let's see. Before us is an application to vacate a Court of Appeals order staying a permanent injunction entering by the district court on behalf of the parents and teachers who claim that certain California practices violate their rights under the Free Exercise Clause of the First Amendment and in Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. The parents object that these policies prevent schools from telling them about their children's efforts to engage in gender transitioning at school unless the child consents to parental notification. The parents also take issue with the California's requirements that schools use children's preferred names and pronouns regardless of their parents' wishes. The teachers object to their compelled in the implementation of the state's policies. What is happening? The teachers object to their compelled participation in the implementation of the state's policies. This case began in the United States District Court for the Southern District of California in 2023 when two teachers sued seeking an exemption from their school's district's policies regarding students' gender. During litigation, the school district claimed that the state law, as interpreted by the California Attorney General and the Department of Education, get rid of them, required it to adapt these policies. So the teachers added state officials as defendants, and parents of the California school children joined the lawsuit as plaintiffs. Boom! Boom, baby! This is a huge win, guys. This is a huge win for all of America. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Okay, meet Elizabeth Marella Belly. Let me pull this down so you can see her name because I am retarded. Elizabeth Marella Belly and Laura West. The two award-winning teachers at the center of all of this. They stood up. These women are faithful Christians for decades in the classroom. They love their students and want to collaborate with parents to help their kids thrive. Let's see. But California forced them to lie to parents, conceal a child's gender transition, and reverting to birth names only when parents called. They refused to be instruments of deception, so we helped them fight back in court. And now the Supreme Court has restored protections for parents and vindicating their fight. We're going to go over this. This is still part of this. The Pohl family had deep religious objections to gender transitioning. They never knew their daughter was presented as a boy at school using a male name and male pronouns. They found out only when she attempted to off herself and was hospitalized. The school hid the truth from them until it was nearly too late. California's wall of secrecy nearly cost this family everything. No parent should go through this. That's why this ruling matters. The Pohls are now protected. Let's see. Two of the parent plaintiffs, John and Jane Pohl have religious objections to gender transitioning, but were not told by their daughter's school when she began to present as a boy and use a male name and male pronouns during her 7th grade year. In parent-teacher meetings, no one, Dad, blame it, why you jump on me? No one told the Pohls about their daughter's transitioning or referred to her using the male name and pronouns that were used at school. At the beginning of their daughter's 8th grade year, she attempted to off herself and was hospitalized. Only then did her parents learn from a doctor that she had gender dysphoria and had been presenting as a boy at school. Just months after being discharged, the Pohl's daughter was rehospitalized and held there involuntarily because she was at risk of harming herself. At a new school in 9th grade, she once again began identifying as a boy. Contrary to the Pohl's instructions, teachers and school officials continued to use a male name and pronoun for their daughter, citing their obligations under California state law. The Pohls have placed their daughter in therapy and obtained psychiatric care. Well, I would think that now, hopefully they took her to a Christian psychiatrist and therapy, because y'all remember back when Jordan Peterson, he's being, because good God, Canada's just gone, guys. I don't know if there's any hope. I really don't. But they were forcing Jordan Peterson, because he was a psychiatrist, a therapist, or whatever, and they were wanting him to, I guess what you would say, entertain somebody's delusion if they came to him. And he was like, no. And this was like in 2015, 2016 when all of this was happening. So I don't know how far that has reached into the United States, where I know I've heard stories of between school counselors and therapists in on it, and the doctors to have the children mutilated. So I'm sure these parents made sure that they've got their daughter proper therapy through a Christian viewpoint. Let me know what you think about this story, and how, and also give thanks to God and these two women. God bless them for fighting the good fight and standing their ground. Like Trump said, we just keep winning, and we keep winning and winning. Just in the Idaho, if I can even talk today, Idaho House just passed HB 607, which requires government buildings to have separate bathrooms based on biological sex. Every single Democrat voted against it. Every single one of them. All right, let's get a little background, Scooby Gang. We are on the trail for clues. Idaho House Bill 607 passed 56-13. On February 16, 2026, mandate sex-segregated bathrooms and changing facilities in government buildings and public accommodations based on biological sex, allowing civil lawsuits for violators. The Libs of TikTok posted inaccurately dates the passage to be to March 3rd. So, bad Libs on TikTok. I really like you. Why did you do that? No, don't do that. All 13 House Democrats. Well, it happened not too long ago, right? February 16th. I just happened to stumble across it, guys. There's so much news and information, and then I'll report what I discover, okay? I'm just glad it got passed, right? All 13 House Democrats voted against the bill as shown in the attached vote tally image, while most Republicans supported it, reflecting partisan divides on transgender access issues. Critics, including the alphabet soup advocates, argue the measure discriminates by expanding bathroom restrictions. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Beyond schools to private businesses, potentially increasing harassment risks without evidence of heightened safety, threats from the inclusive policy. So what were we all doing before all of this insanity ensued? Was there discrimination in the bathrooms? No. What is happening? Don't you know how drama queen they become? We never had this problem until after Biden. During Biden administration, then we had this problem. And we've having to deal with. How retarded is this, guys? They have to pass a bill. For Pete's sake. Pass a bill to say, hey, you got to use the bathroom, man. You whatever gender you were born in. Bro, you can't be going in the women's bathroom. What are you doing? And this had nothing to do with women. It had everything to do with degrading women by allowing men to go in their bathroom. I thought we were supposed to be protectors of women. Champions of women's rights. Protectors of women. The mothers of our children. Nope. You want to let deranged, sicko, crazy men who are delusional and think they're women to go in women's private spaces. And amen to this. At least it's passed in Idaho. And this needs to happen all over the country, by the way. This retardedness. We need to put a stop to it. This is a post from Alexander Dugan. Every now and then I see him posting stuff. It says his thing is fighting for Constitution, standing for America first, keeping Texas strong and free. CEO and co-founder of Patriot Pouch. Cool. But check this out. I just thought this was wait for it. Another day, another legal correspondence from X regarding governor of Pakistan filing claims that I have violated their law. Governor of Pakistan, I want to make it extremely clear that I do not and will never care about your Islamic Sharia and will continue to violate it daily. To make it even more clear, since you are accusing me of blasphemous under Sharia, Islam is false, demonic ideology, and your prophet Muhammad was a pedo, pound sand, and always remember, here in America, we have the First and Second Amendment. Now, this is... I just thought this was funny. I thought this was hilarious. It says, hello, Alex Duncan of Texas. In the interest of transparency, we are writing to inform you that X has received a request from Pakistani Telecommunications Authority regarding your X account, Alex Dugan, Texas, that claims the following content violates the laws of Pakistan. Oh my God! Let me see. You got to see the. What does it say? We have not taken any action on the reported content at this time as a result of this request. This is. I read this and just, oh man, guys, I fell out, and it's funny. And I think I read it about 2 hours ago. I've been working on a stack of stuff all morning, up until this afternoon, and this was hilarious. It's like, bro. Hey, Pakistan, we could give a crap about your Sharia law. Yeah, your fake prophet is a pedo. Oh, man. Pakistan is saying you violated Pakistani law. Guys, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I just found that hysterical, and I hope you did as well. Guys, I just thought this was the coolest thing. This is countries with the largest air forces in the world. Check this out. Now, I sped it up just a little bit. Israel, Germany, Brazil, Greece, look, Saudi Arabia. Oh, look, Korea's got 951. France, they're a joke. Turkey, Okay, there's Egypt. South Korea's got 1,100. Pakistan, what is happening? Japan. Look at India. How the heck did they bought those. Look at China, Russia. Oh, epic. Who's the boss? Who is the boss? It's America. And don't you forget it. Look at that. Look at this. One more time. One more time. Boom, baby. Mic drop. Mic drop. We are the boss. Okay. Welcome to Paris Week. Now, I had to mute this because it's got some stupid music in it, but look at this. Good Lord. Wow. It's like, do they have just retarded people sitting at a round table and coming up with the most retarded things to do and then go, yeah, man, this is retarded. They know it's retarded, but there's going to be people who are going to like it. Unbelievable. All right, I want y'all to take a look at this picture. My guy Dr. David Wood posts this. He says, in a tragic friendly fire incident, Iranian fighter pilots accidentally shot down Baruka, Prophet Muhammad's magic flying donkey monster, who flew Muhammad to Jerusalem in his imagination, but is now as dead as the fake prophet who once rode him, and not in the zoot sense. And I'm going to tell you why this is relevant. And why it's relevant is we have breaking news. But that was satire. That's different than blatantly misleading people. So breaking, X drops the hammer. Anyone caught posting AI-generated videos without disclosing it's AI gets suspended from creator revenue sharing for 90 days. Repeat offenders perma-ban from monetization. This is crazy. This is smart, finally cleaning up the fake war propaganda. Well, there had been a bunch of videos of people posting about the war in Iran, saying there was a video. I think I saw it earlier. They were saying Iran just blew up one of America's ships, and it was all AI, and it had like over 1 million, like 2-3 million views, and it was all AI. Today we're revising our creator revenue sharing policies to maintain authenticity of content on timeline and prevent manipulation of the program. During times of war, it is critical that people have access to authentic information on the ground. With today's AI technologies, it is trivial to create content that can mislead people. Starting now, users who post AI-generated videos of an armed conflict without adding a disclosure that it was made with AI will be suspended from creator revenue sharing for 90 days. Subsequent violations will result in a permanent suspension from the program. This will be flagged to us by any post with a community note, or if the content contains metadata or other signals from AI-generated tools. This is insane. Like I said, I went to go look to see if I could find some of it. Maybe they've all been removed. But there'd been a bunch of videos of, and a lot of Muslim people were posting them, showing Iran had like blew up one of our naval ships and all kinds of craziness. And it looked real. Oh, man. And it had millions of views. Millions. I mean, Dr. David Wood, Apostate Roadshow, He had been posting these. See, this is him. He had been posting these in response to these AI generated videos the last 2 days. And I knew that they were AI, so that's why I didn't click on them. I didn't put them in my stack of stuff. I just moved on. I mean, yeah, the video looked cool and it had millions of views. I just didn't even think about it. But I did share David's. And David posted this. He said, breaking Iranian fighter pilots just shot down an Israeli Death Star. Yeah, it was epic. It was just epic. All right, Scooby Gang, you know what time it is. Let's go check out the comment section for clues. We had a ton of either if they're GIFs or they're AI generated little short videos. It says, get back to me when Iran takes down a Borg cube. And of course, David says, be careful what you wish for. And then one of hundreds of no big deal. There's Trump. Jews in space. How many views did David get on this? 22K. Or no, that's 22K. 106K likes. Not too bad. I thought it was funny, Jews in space. Iranian fighter pilots just shot down an Israeli llama. Oh, man, look. Damn, Damn, there goes the Jewish space laser. You know, Scooby Gang, the comment section's always fun. Always fun. Doris sisters are monitoring the situation. Oh, this is good. This is good. Iran's lets loose its secret space weapon. Oh. This is so stupid. And look, it's him. Oh, there's another Jewish laser. Oh, I'm proud to own a Jewish space laser. And then there's just a lot of goofy stuff. What does this say? Let me move so y'all can see it. It says, I'm going to post that one for sure. Awesome. See, it's stuff like this, where it says they just destroyed this Mossad base. I mean, this is not true, but look how real it looks. It just looks so real. And this is the stuff they were showing that they were destroying American stuff. So, you have to say it's AI now. You gotta say it. Here's something else that we need to be praying for, guys, and I just wanted to pop this in here to bring it to your attention. The Supreme Court will hear our plea on March 23rd to reaffirm that Election Day means that it says under federal law. Counting ballots received days and weeks and maybe even months after Election Day not only violates federal law, but it encourages voter fraud and undermines voter confidence. So, let's see, he's saying huge Fifth Circuit's rules against counting ballots that arrive after Election Day. Thanks to Judicial Watch, this is a historic victory for election integrity and voter rights and confidence. This is a precedent that ensures that only ballots that arrive by Election Day can only be counted on that day. I mean, I've heard tell that California sometimes we go weeks counting ballots. So Election Day is you count it that day because it says Election Day. It doesn't say election week, well, election month to go and cast your vote and for them to count it. So there you have it. Let's pray that this continues to be a success story. And that's going to be on March 23rd, guys. March 23rd, next month. So pray that we win this battle. I know we did some stuff at the beginning with Jackson. She lost the Senate race to that guy who thinks that Jesus thinks it's okay to abort your kid. Like, what is happening with that? Well, Jack, I don't know if I have it in my stack of stuff. I had so much to go over and I might have missed it, but she came out and said, maybe I do have it. She came out and said that the elections was rigged. The Republicans stole the election from her when a Democrat beat her out of it was a primary. What is happening? I would think that they would probably, it don't matter either one. Either her or the libtard who thinks that Jesus thinks it's okay to have abortions. They're both retarded, right? I don't know what's going on in Texas, but I was going to see who is running against him. Who's the other guy? Is it Braxton? I'm having a brain fart. I've gone over so much information. I know. It's a shame. Ilhan Omar. When I was in college, I took a terrorism class. She admits this while grinning that she trained in the mythology of Al-Qaeda. This simple confession disqualifies her from a U.S. citizenship, yet somehow, some way, she's a sitting member of Congress. Can you believe it? Okay, my cat's fussing again. I gotta go let her out. Y'all can hear this in her own words.
When I was in college, I took a terrorism class, and
is that a such thing?
Yeah, there was.
So there is a lab for that?
There was a class that you.
Do you go to a lab?
No, you learn the ideology of.
I'm glad you do that.
Al Qaeda, Hezbollah.
He's an expert.
When I was in college, I took.
Al Qaeda, Hezbollah. I was so excited. I was so close. I know all about terrorism and to strike terror in the people. Why? Tell me why? Why is this moron, this low IQ, third world invader, married her brother, is a sitting member of Congress? I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah, we are retarded, and we need to stop it. Look, Donald J. Trump just put Barack Hussein Obama on blast in front of the entire world for giving pallets of cash to Iran. Now, remember we talked about this in the show? It was either Monday or Tuesday that I think he should be held for high treason. Obama and Biden, all of them, high treason. A lot of them in Congress, a lot of them sitting in the Senate. Treason against America. The deal that Obama made, giving them everything, including plane loads of cash. It was a Boeing 757. It was two of them loaded. They took out all the seats. It was loaded with green cash. It was in Virginia and Maryland and Washington, D.C. They got all the cash from all the banks, and then they flew it to Iran. Trump goes on to say, I never knew a president had that kind of power. Those are some really very special deals. Hopefully Trump is laying out the groundwork for Obama to be held accountable for what he did to our country. I think it's treasonous. And y'all know when you're found guilty of treason what that means. There you go. What is just happening? Ex-mayor convicted after son walks in on lewd act at alcohol-infused pool bash. What is happening? What is happening? She is a former, look, my skills here. A former mayor has been found guilty of having you-know-what with a minor after prosecutors revealed her teenage son caught her in the act with his friend at a 2024 alcohol-infused pool party hosted at her home. Well, who ratted her out? Did her own son do it? Roberts, let's see, Misty Roberts, 43, the former mayor of DeRidder, was convicted of carnal knowledge of a juvenile. Ooh. An indecent behavior with a juvenile on Tuesday. Let's see, Roberts was subsequently released on a $100,000 sordidity bond, the outlet reported. The verdict followed days of testimony from Roberts' family members, teenagers at the parties, and the victim himself as prosecutors worked to paint a picture of the booze-filled events leading up to the incident. She says, Your Honor, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. On Tuesday, the victim took the stand to tell the jury he was drunk when he and Roberts who was serving as mayor at the time, had blank, according to KPLC Action Eyeball News. In closing arguments, Assistant District Attorney Charles Robertson began saying, I told y'all at the beginning of the trial that a lewd and luxurious photo is worth 1,000 words. And here you have it. The outlet reported. What is happening? Roberts then pointed to a series of evidence exhibits showing Roberts posing with the victim while obscured by furniture, including photos from the night of the incident in which Roberts is seen wearing a bikini as the teen smiles up at her. Oh, snap. Does this give a whole new meaning for I'm hot for teacher? Oh, wow. Teacher pleads guilty to you-know-what abuse of a 15-year-old student weeks after giving birth. What is happening? What? Am I reading that correctly? Teacher pleads guilty of abuse of 15-year-old student weeks after giving birth. Oh, what is going on? However, defense attorney Amber Johnson reported attempted to convince the jury that key parts of the case were not properly investigated by police, including potential DNA evidence, witnesses' testimony, and video surveillance from Roberts' home. Johnson allegedly, the investigation was an attempt to railroad Roberts by lead investigator Melissa Welch, who previously testified she told the victim's mother that witnesses need to get on board or get run over by the train. Earlier in the trial, jurors were shown text messages between Roberts and her teenage son, with their pair discussing what type of alcohol the teens wanted for the party hosted at her home. Ooh. Former Kansas art teacher accused of having blank with students in Jeep to stand trial. What? They was in a Jeep? In another exchange, Robert's son warned her of the victim's age, texting her he's 17, according to the outlet. The victim was 16 years old at the time of the alleged incident. Additional text messages from the night of the party show Robert's son calling the situation crazy and telling her that his younger sister was emotional. Upon taking the stand, Robert's daughter told the court that she witnessed her mother and the victim on top of each other the night of the party. Oops. Eyeball witness reported. New Jersey teacher who slept with students at family bagel shop learns prison sentence. So this must be some other incidents that we're reading like in between here. Like this right here. There's all kinds of craziness going on in there. Good night. What's wrong with these women? Additional prosecutors revealed the victim's mother texted Roberts to confirm she was not pregnant, with Roberts assuring her she was on birth control. Roberts then screenshotted the exchange and sent the message in a separate group chat suggesting she would take the emergency contraceptive Plan B, the outlet reported. A DoorDash driver also previously took the stand to testify that he fulfilled an order from Misty C to purchase the emergency contraceptive and leave it at the front door at the home. The driver then reportedly heard rumors of the incident and told jurors he believed that his delivery was connected. Oops. Over the weekend, Robert's ex-husband, Duke and Clayton, testified that Roberts admitted to having you-know-what with the teenage boy and revealed that the couple's children had caught them in the act, the outlet reported. Text messages between the married couple show Clayton telling Roberts, I would deny what happened if you're approached by anyone at the meeting on the day of a city council meeting. In another exchange, Clayton reportedly testified Roberts texted him, I need you to deny it, please. Clayton added that while he refused to deny the allegations, he avoided talking about the incident. Just be quiet. I can't keep hurting others, friends, and family. Lord knows I've done enough, Roberts reportedly texted Clayton. Roberts resigned from her position as mayor just days before her arrest in 2024. Cornell Knowledge reportedly carries a possible sentence of up to 10 years in prison. What? with incident behavior carrying a sentence of up to 7 years. She will also be required to register as a Tier 1 you-know-what offender. Wow. Robert's attorney did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request. My goodness. My goodness. Look at this. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with her? What? Did she have a crappy teenage life, or was she just a hoe bag and when she was a teenager? Now she's a hoe bag as an adult, groping on teenagers? What? You know, I do think, I find it weird if older people just want to hang around with a bunch of young people. Nah, okay. I mean, we got coaches. There are really more good people than there are these sickos. So we have to be careful. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What do you think of this story? This woman buys booze for her son's kids. Now, see, that's what I mean. You know, like, that's what I mean by a problem with people. Even though she was a mayor, but she's all for her son having a bunch of people over their house and buying them booze, and she's joining in the party like it's a party for her. I mean, I just think that's crazy. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know about y'all, but the gas has jumped up at least 40 to 50 cents in the last 2 days. So I went and got gas. I did have where you gain points, and I had 1 point that I could get a discount. I think it was a 15-cent discount. It was $2.89, but I ended up paying $2.70 for gas this morning. But there could be some good news. Remember we talked about that the strait was closed and the vessels who transport the oil through there. But my guy, Andrew Branca, posts Trump opened Straits of Hormuz by seizing maritime insurance. In a masterful example of 5D chess, Trump has announced moves to reopen the Straits of Hormuz by providing U.S.-backed maritime insurance and escort watch by U.S. Navy vessels that gives the U.S. control over shipping checkpoints that essentially to China's economy and warfighting ability, putting pie on an American leash. So how do you say his name? X? Historically, the London-based insurance industry has dominated this maritime insurance market. Indeed, Trump's move on maritime insurance opens up a path to rebuilding America's long-dormant merchant marine industry, which has been largely seized by foreign nations. We are back, baby! Trump is also moving aggressively to secure the maturing crypto industry in the United States and away from London-based banking. Both these moves are seen as a strike against Britain's Prime Minister Starmer, who has been obstructing Trump regularly for months, who initially refused America access to British bases in the ongoing military campaign against Iran. We also have a bunch of additional Iran updates, so y'all go check him out. He was live earlier today. He's not live now, of course, but go check out the Andrew Branca show, and his is Trump's next move. And yes, his yesterday show was really great because he went over the ruling from SCOTUS on smacking California upside the head by saying no, their schools cannot hide and be secretive against parents about transing. But yeah, this is a good thing, guys. So hopefully, when I read this earlier, I was like, oh man, thank God, because we need that to keep going. We don't need these prices to shoot up to $4 for gas because of this war. So this is good news. This is good news in the right direction. Now, I didn't know about this, but I thought I'd just put it in real quick. We'll just read the update. In a bombshell announcement, now this could be old. I didn't go and see when exactly this was put into effect, because look, I only get so many groks. But Yeah, because I can't afford to pay for premium for Grok. So if I do it too many times, it's like, oh, you're in timeout for like an hour or something. But in a bombshell announcement, border czar Tom Homan declared the Trump administration is creating a database of all leftist insurrectionists attacking ICE and will be broadcasting their names and faces, including notifying their employees. Oh, boom! Mic drop. Isn't that fabulous? I guess they're like, touche. Au contraire. So you guys had your logistics with your database. You trying to dox these patriotic citizens that we have on our border patrol and our ICE agents. But yes, Trump's like, okay. I mean, Trump's all about, man, he's 5 steps ahead of you guys. 5D chess is what my guy Branca says. Looky here. Broadcasting their names and faces, including notifying their employees. They're going to create a database and make it public. All you retards out there. Oh, man, this is amazing. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. We're almost done with the stack of stuff, guys. We've done good today. I'm almost done with the stack of stuff, but this is more good news. U.S. Supreme Court unanimously strikes down activist judge attempts to shield migrants from deportation by simply claiming they'd face persecution if they deported. Let's go. This is another win. SCOTUS says making these decisions regarding persecution must be deferred to immigration agencies within the Trump administration. That's where it should have been all along. The move makes it harder to protect so-called asylum seekers with aggravated claims of persecution by leftist judges. Leftist judges. Look, let me see. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Let's get this real big. Oh, no. We don't want that. Let's see. Okay, let me show you who the... We got her. That's, let's see. This is Kagan. This is Jackson. I need to probably go get a better picture so y'all can see. She goes, I don't know what a woman is. I'm not a biologist. This is Kagan. She goes, I've never been married and I don't have children. Why do you ask? And these are questions that were asked of them while they were getting questioned to be affirmed to the thing. And I think both of them are... Actually, she's Biden. I think she might be a Clinton. I could be wrong. I need to look that up. And then in here we have Soda Sotomayor, diabetic. Look at her. So you got her, and her. They were the three that wanted California to be a California education system, the teachers, the school system, to have secrets with your children. To know what's best for your children more than you do. Those three women right there. I want you to know. It was them. Those three. And they're always the three. They're always the dissenting. Y'all need to go check out a Branca where he goes over their dissenting reports and he just scaves them. He just scaves them really bad. He calls them the scones. Crones. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do this. The case presents the question whether courts of appeals must apply substantial evidence review of the Board of Immigration, if I can even read and talk, the Board of Immigration Appeals determination whether a given set of undisputed facts constitutes oh my God, persecution. Petitioners Douglas Humberto Uranus Alanada, whatever. His wife, Sahara Ilana, what the hell? Gamza, look at all these people. They're not even Americans. Good God. And their minor child. are natives of El Salvador who entered the United States without authorization in 2021. After being placed in removal proceedings, practitioners applied for asylum. Under the Immigration and Nationalization Act, and the U.S. government may grant asylum to a non-citizen if it determines that he is a refugee. An asylum seeker qualifies as a refugee if he is unable or unwilling to return to his country of nationality because of persecution or well-founded fear of persecution on an account of race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion. In support of the practitioner's applications for asylum, Uranus, I'm just going to say that, testified that he was being targeted by a hitman in El Salvador. The immigration judge found whatever his name is, Ursus' testimony credible, but concluded that it did not establish a past persecution or well-founded fear of future persecution under the INA. The IJ accordingly denied the practitioner's asylum application and ordered their removal. The Board of Immigration Appeals affirmed. A petition for renewal for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit also affirmed, holding that under the substantial evidence standard of review, the record did not compel or contrary the findings. The NIA requires application of the substantial evidence of standard. What is this? And there's Trump going, I just keep winning. I keep winning. I keep winning. Oh, look, I got a better picture for y'all. Let me fix this. All right, here you go. Justice Sotomayor, I guess that's how you say her name. Lib. I know she was appointed by Obama, because I remember when she was being interrogated at the hearings to have her confirmed. And this one I watched clips from just recently from Obama, where Michelle Blackburn of Tennessee, questions her and asks her, what's a woman? She said, I'm not a biologist, I don't know. And then here's Kagan. I'm not sure who appointed her. I'd have to look that up. I think she was asked if she's ever been married or something, or if she's married. She's like, I've never been married and I don't have children. Why do you ask? It's like these little short liners are pretty amazing. But look, here's Justice Thomas. He is amazing, by the way. We love him. And we're mad at him. We're mad at him for his rulings on the tariffs. So it was him and her. Obviously, all the rest of them. I think Thomas, Anito, and I forgot what his name is. There was only like 3 of them who dissented. They wanted Trump to be able to do the tariffs, but all the rest of them voted against him. And we're disappointed with these other, they're supposed to be conservative judges, but you know, you never know what they're going to do. Well, hey, how's everybody doing today? And it is Hump Day Wednesday. And what you see here on your screen. Well, hey, how's everybody doing today? And it is Hump Day Wednesday. And what you see here on your screen. Wow. Oh. All right. I thought I paused it and then and then it was like it wouldn't let me look because I thought there was something wrong with the video. So I'm going to check and it's saying you can't do this, you can't do that, and then I come back over and I'm still recording. I started laughing. But anyway, here we go. we're going to dive into Gavin Newscum. And let's just get into it.
I'm on the other side. You know this. I'm on the other side.
Just wait for it.
I just am. I'm on the other side. I don't want to dream of regretting anymore. No coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's all out there. And I just want to put it all out there. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
Oh, wow.
But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in. My dyslexia, I haven't overcome dyslexia. I'm living with it. I was the guy in the back of the classroom and my head down, just praying the teacher didn't call on me. I went through, I think I lost count of how many schools I had to go to. And, I'll never ever forget. My mom's choice was never to label me. She just had to struggle with me. And I walked in, I'll never forget this. It was probably 8th or 9th grade, walking home, got home early. My mom was always working, so, I'm cooking, literally lived on Stouffer's lasagna, macaroni and cheese. And I got finished, 2 pots of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, my
and
God.
Got bored. And I went upstairs, and there was a file cabinet open, and it said Gavin. In fact, she had a weird name, Gavinsky. That was like my nickname. And I opened it up, and it was all of these reports from the doctors. And I never realized I was going after school 3 days a week. I didn't know what for. And it was all around. It was the lisp and the reading, the B's and the R's were backwards, spelling which, W-I-C-H, the whole. And I'm like, what is this?
Okay, I've had enough. He's so full of crap. This guy came from wealth. He was born with a gold spoon in his mouth, not a silver spoon. He says he come home eating mac and cheese. Dude, bro, I guarantee you he come home eating steak and baked potatoes. Y'all ready for this, Scooby Gang?
I'm basically one of you. I got a terrible credit score. Sometimes when I go to Red Lobster, I get up and leave without paying. You hear that fire alarm beep? Me neither. I like to talk loud in movie theaters. Love me some fried chicken. You know what I'm saying, brother? I got many baby daddies. Baby mamas. I got many baby mamas. I just fought at a Waffle House last week, bruh. We hanging out at the barbershop every day, son. No cap. I keeps it real up in this biatch. I'm basically one of you.
He is so condescending. He's coming up in there saying, basically, I'm like you. Like he's saying his IQ is low because black people's IQ is low. Dude, bro, that's so racist. All right, this is the Babylon Bee. And this is a guy imitating Gavin Newscum.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gavin Newsom, and I'm running for president. Because if there's one thing needed in this White House, it's someone that people can relate to. I'm just like you. Working class, all-American, regular old Joe Schmo. I'm not better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy, just like you homies. And much like you guys, I can't read. I'm nothing special. In fact, I'm a terrible driver. It's like my eyes are glued shut. It's like okay, come on, Gavin, open up your eyes so you can see the road. When I hit the curb for the 3rd time in one day, all I need is a glass of wine to unwind by the beach. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Oh. Hey, look, we need to come together as a nation. Because no one's illegal on stolen land. After blowing off some steam at the casino with a cool glass of firewater, I'm ready to tackle things that are important no matter how hard. Working class people are the backbone of this nation. God. I grew up poor too, eating rice and beans and sharing a 1-bedroom house with 3 other families. Como todos estudes.
Yeah, sí, it's true.
In fact, I didn't get my first Rolex until I was 15. What? Well, yeah, poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Hot sauce. Anyways, vote for me because Trump is bad. Si se puede.
Now you can get your own real white privilege card. The pinnacle of all humanity and the key to happiness, success, infinite wisdom, and power. Seriously though, white privilege cards are proudly made in the USA and guaranteed to elicit a laugh from friends and family alike as we stick it to the left and make fun of their concept of white privilege. Order today at www.whiteprivilege.store.
Kind of reminds me of the who were the 2 guys, the bald-headed guy and the other black guy? Kendall. Gosh, y'all probably know who I'm talking about. Where he reminds me of the one guy that is always getting the butt of the joke. That was awesome. What do y'all think of that? That was hilarious. Gavin Newsom's, he is so full of crap. He was born from wealth. I mean, his family was very wealthy. He went to the best schools. He had the best of everything. It went like he didn't grow up on mac and cheese. Guy is so full of crap. It's astounding. All right, we are down to the last 2 little things, and we are done, guys, and we are going to wrap this up. The difference between a Republican and a Democrat. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were walking down the street when they came to a homeless person. Donald Trump gave the homeless person a business card and told him to come to his office for a job. Then he took $20 out of his pocket and gave it to the homeless person. Hillary saw this. So when they came to another homeless person, she walked over to the homeless person and gave him directions to the welfare office. She then reached into Donald Trump's pocket and got out a $20 bill, and she kept $15 for administrative fees and gave the homeless man $5. How? Now, do you understand the difference? Do you? Let me know in the comment section. And ladies and gentlemen, we saved the best for last. If you made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section. I loved this. I read this last night, and I thought, oh, I need this. And I just happened to remember to put it in the show today. Teaching my daughter about payroll withholding. Now, you parents out there, you working class red-blooded American folk know exactly what we're about to talk about. She did chores all week, so I owe her $10. I hand her $7. This isn't 10. Right, I withheld the rest. She says, what does that mean? He says, I kept $3 of your money. She says, but it's my money. He says, it was your money. What are you even doing with it, she says. He says, finding household infrastructure. She says, what? He says, the roof over your head, the hallway you walk through to get to the bathroom, the door locks to keep strangers out. And she says, you're charging me for the hallway? And he says, I'm charging you for access to the hallway. The hallway itself wasn't a capital expenditure. She says, you're my dad. You're supposed to. He says, I'm also your government. She says, well, what if I don't want to pay for the hallway? He says, then I cannot guarantee the hallway. She says, it's a hallway. It's already there. And he says, for now. She asks, what else is the $3 cover? He says, meals, resolution, and nightlight maintenance. Resolutions. That's so funny. Dispute resolutions, she says. When your brother takes your toys and you make him give them back, that's taxpayer funded. She says that's just parenting. He says that's Department of Justice. What about meals? You already feed me. That's a social program. Not everyone qualifies. But I'm your daughter, which is why you're currently enrolled. She wants to see where the money goes. I tell her that it would require a FOIA request. She says, well, what's that? A form asking me to show you what I do with your money. Processing time is 6 to 8 weeks. She said 6 weeks to see where my $3 went. He says could be longer. We're understaffed right now. But there's 2 of you. She asked how she gets any of it back. It's already spent. You spent my money already? We had a budget shortfall. You just took it 20 seconds ago. And the deficit exists 30 seconds ago. The timing worked out. So I'm not getting it back. He said, I didn't say that. You might qualify for a refund. Of my own money? Correct. You just have to fill out a form telling me how much you made. But, she says, but you know how much I made. You paid me. Right, but I need you to tell me how much I paid you. And she said, so you already know the answer. He says, the point is it's compliance. She asks, what happens if she gets the number wrong? He says, well, it's a penalty. So let me get this straight. From the money I didn't have because you already spent it, he said, we could set up a payment plan. She says, well, I'm 8 years old. Monthly investments, very manageable. You're going to penalize me for getting a wrong number you already know and then make me pay you back with money you took from me? He says, now you're getting it. I want to talk to Mom. Mom's not a qualified representative. She can't help you here. She stormed off to her room saying how this is extortion, slammed the door. That's my little citizen. I've never been more proud. I thought this was great because isn't that what the government does? Makes you fill out all these paperwork saying they know how much you made. They want you to repeat it. This was excellent. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. Again, like, share, subscribe. Remember the Never Ending Retarded book. Add in the comment section if you find somebody who said or done something retarded that can make the book for 2026. And at the end of the year, we will look over the year of 2026 or who made it the Never Ending Retarded book. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful day. And tomorrow is Thursday and we're almost to Friday, which we love the weekend. And there you go. Have a great day and never, ever, ever, ever be or try not to be. And always remember to be where the learning never stops and don't be